Hey girl, do you worry about money a lot? Are you saving a lot of money, not spending it? Do you find yourself attracted to guys who are a little bit toxic? They give you that bad boy vibe. They make you think about them all the time. They ghost you. They take ages to reply to your text messages. They were saying that they're busy, but you're thinking you're not that busy really. And your gut feeling is just like, is this guy the one? And you're just in this cycle of like, you don't know where you fit in their lives. And this guy could be rich, this guy could be very successful, but he just has a little bit of a toxic element that you really like. And then when it comes to your career, you're just in this cycle of like, do I really want to go to my job today? You wake up tired, wake up stressed, wake up anxious. You just pray for a thunderstorm so that you could take the day off. You pray an earthquake would hit. Like you pray of all these horrendous tragedies just to have a day off work. And then when you go to work, it's just a long, boring day and you can't wait to go home, crawl in your bed and do it all over again. These are signs of the daddy wound. And let me explain. The daddy wound comes from childhood. Maybe your dad was not in your life. Maybe he was absent. Maybe he died. Maybe he left. Maybe your parents got divorced and you hardly saw him. Maybe he was alcoholic, abusive. Maybe he was rich and then left your family. Maybe he cheated on your mom. So many elements of why he's absent. Or maybe he was present in your life, but he was emotionally unavailable. He didn't give you the love that you craved. He didn't shower you with love, tell you you're his princess, your daddy's girl, I will always take care of you. You didn't feel secure with him emotionally and physically. You felt like you had to fight your own battles. Your dad was never around to help you. Like he didn't understand you. He didn't give you that queen entrance. Like whenever you walked in the door, you never felt loved by him or wanted by him. You just felt on edge. Like when daddy came home, it's like anxiety, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Is daddy going to shout us? Is he going to be upset with us? Is he going to tell me to do something? Is he going to be upset with my grades? So you always felt like your dad criticized you. Now, these are elements of the daddy wound. There's more nuances to this, but the overall context around it is daddy didn't make me feel safe to be a girl. Now, your father is a very important role in your life. He provides the masculine structure that you need to measure men by, measure society by. Your dad is supposed to provide, is the first man you love, and he's supposed to provide you with emotional and physical security and safety. Like you're meant to have that feeling like, I can rely on my dad for everything. Ask yourself, do I feel that way about my dad? Can I rely on him? What comes up for you? What feeling comes up when you say to yourself, I can't rely on my dad? He won't understand. He won't get it. I don't feel like I can run to my dad and he'll give me a hug and all my problems will melt away. What feelings come up for you? Sadness? Is it grief? Is it loneliness? Is that a feeling of abandonment, that rejection? If you're feeling that way right now, that's your little girl. There's your little girl. She's in those feelings. That's how you felt about daddy growing up. But you never got the chance to process it because your mom didn't have the skills to teach you, or she didn't have the tools. She didn't learn the tools on how to process emotions. She was just taught to suppress her emotions. And this is where ancestral trauma comes from, generational trauma comes from, where you just learn the patterns of your mom because she was taught that by her mom. So now that you feel that grief, that sadness, that loneliness, that abandonment, that is your little girl crying out for help. And because you don't know how to give her the love that she craved right now, in this moment, that's what's exasperating that wound. And instead, you're going towards coping mechanisms to numb out that feeling. So your coping mechanisms could be getting angry with yourself and working, like you go straight into action and think to yourself, I got to go work out in the gym, or I've got to go and do something so I don't think about this feeling. Maybe you're addicted to something, drugs, alcohol, Netflix, binge eating. Maybe you starve yourself. Maybe you're addicted to caffeine. Whatever it is, the coping mechanism is to help you not feel the emotion. And you learned this coping mechanism by your parents, from your parents. Maybe, for example, when you were younger, your mom and dad got into an argument, and then you would see your mom, how she reacted. And how she reacted was to get angry, shout, scream, bang doors. So now what you do is you do the same thing to yourself. You get angry, you get frustrated, you bang doors, you wherever you want to throw things around because you are just acting out what your parents did. In your mind, you have two identities. a little girl and an adult. When you have the daddy wound, you will see a wounded little girl, which is you, who felt abandoned, lonely, rejected, that feeling that came up when I asked you what's coming up. That's who you're seeing. And then how you're reacting to her in your mind is like the parent, like your parent, how she or he reacted to you when you were feeling sad and lonely. Let's say, for example, you said, Mommy, when's daddy coming home? And Mommy said, stop asking me these questions. I'm too busy. I don't know when your dad's coming home. Why are you asking me for? Or maybe you said to your mom, I want to go live with my dad. And your mom got so angry. She grounded you, maybe beat you. What you learned in that moment is, it's not okay for me to express my emotion. I need to hide how I feel about my dad. I need to hide emotions, whether it's about your dad or whatever. I need to hide my emotions because my mom is not equipped to handle my emotions. I don't feel safe to express how I'm feeling inside. And now that you've grown up, now you've turned into your mother, because the identity you have in your mind is your mother. And now you're reacting to your little girl, to your feelings like your mother. So you're getting angry at yourself, or you're cleaning the whole house. Like maybe your mom used to clean the whole house whenever your parents had an argument, or when your parents weren't, unless your dad's not around, your mom was a clean freak. So now you're like, oh yeah, my mom used to clean a lot. Let me go and clean to get rid of this feeling. So that's your coping mechanism. What I want you to do is get really good at identifying your emotions. To heal the daddy wound, you have to get very good at identifying your emotions. So go back to close your eyes. We're going to do a little exercise. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Just remember your dad. Imagine your dad in front of you. Imagine you're a little girl. Your dad's right in front of you. What feelings are coming up? What does this remind you of? What's hard about this emotion? What do you remember? I want you to breathe into that feeling, whether if it's painful, the feeling, if it's grief, loneliness, whatever negative feeling it is, just breathe into it, expand it. Let's go a little bit deeper. And I want you to say out loud what you're feeling. Say it out loud. Bring awareness to the feeling. You're so used to suppressing your emotions and not bringing awareness to it. Bring awareness to your feelings. And I want you to breathe out. When you're breathing out, I want you to make some noise. So breathe into that feeling and breathe out. Make like a little humming, moaning noise just to release that feeling, and put your hand on the part of the body where the feeling's coming from. Could be your heart, your throat, your chest, your stomach, whatever is in your body. Just breathe into it, and then whatever feeling, bring the awareness to the feeling by releasing it in your breath. Make noise in your breath. That will release it. Open your eyes. This is a very good exercise to do when you start getting into your habit of coping. When you find yourself thinking about, when you get triggered, let's say, for example, something triggers you about money. Maybe your money, you're spending a lot of money and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, I feel what's going on? I'm spending too much money. I want you to take a step back. Identify the wound. Because that wound, that feeling of instability reminds you of your dad. Your dad was supposed to make you feel stable and secure, financially protected and provided for. He was supposed to make you feel safe. Your mom is supposed to make you feel loved. Your dad is supposed to make you feel safe. When your daddy didn't make you feel safe, you created a habit that was not conducive to your growth. That has only helped you survive. That habit could be drinking, addictions, cleaning, overthinking, sleeping, anxiety, overthinking, pressure. It could be performing. There's so many habits. Identify it. When you're doing it, you'll notice in the moment. Let's say, for example, you spend too much money. You're like, oh, am I going to save money? Let me not spend money on coaching. Let me not buy the Starbucks. Let me not buy that dress. Let me just save. That's the moment where you have to stop and think, what's going on here? What does this remind me of? Does this remind me of my dad? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yeah. Why does it remind me of daddy? Because daddy wasn't around and money makes me feel safe. Money gives me the comfort that my dad never gave me. Gives me the emotional comfort, the financial comfort, the financial safety. Identifying is very important so you can release it. When it comes to your career and you find yourself waking up in the morning tired, ask yourself, where does this feeling come from? Oh, I feel like it's never going to end. I feel like I'm always going to be the one to take responsibility for my life. No one's going to be here to save me or help me. I have to do it all by myself. When you're thinking about love, when that guy that you're messaging and he's making you feel so sad, ask yourself, what does this remind me of? My dad. What about my dad does it remind me of? Ask yourself questions. When you ask yourself questions, you begin to bring awareness to it. And awareness is the first part of healing. A lot of us walk around blind. We don't know where these habits come from. We just think that's just the way it is. It's meant to be this way. I'm just meant to be sad, depressed, and attracting badness in my life because I'm a bad person. But that's not the case. You can heal when you bring awareness to it. And this is what we're doing in Sacred Feminine Pleasure. I'm helping you heal permanently the daddy wound, the mommy wound, and the sister wound in 8 areas of your life. And those 8 areas are money, love, success, being authentic, feminine sexual energy, intuition, faith, and your health. Those 8 areas need to be healed for you to heal permanently. You need to release the daddy wound, heal the mommy wound, the sister wound in all 8 areas of those areas in your life so that you can become your dream woman. Because when you were younger, you never ever thought you're going to be the type of woman to be sad about her job or her career, to feel anxious around money, or to be attracting bad boys. You never thought that. You never thought in your mind that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be with a guy who beats me up. I'm gonna be with a guy who abuses me. Yeah, that's my dream. No, you never thought that. Not once did you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna be broke when I'm older. When someone asks you, what do you want to be when you're older? You never said broke. You said, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be so successful, so rich. I'm gonna travel the world. When someone asked you, like, what do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? You never once said, I want to be depressed. You didn't say, I want to be crawled up in my bed at 10 p.m. at night, crying my eyes out because I don't want to go to my job. You said, I want to be a doctor, engineer, lawyer. I want to travel. I want a family. I want. Not once did you say, I don't want. All you could think about is in positive terms. You didn't think in negatives. So where did this belief come from? Where did this nightmare come from? Because it's no longer a dream. You're not living your dreams. You're living a nightmare. And you could be successful. And you probably also, you're very successful. I know you're successful. I know you've achieved great things in your life. But you're left with this feeling of like, is this it? Is this what I achieved? Burnout, sabotage, perfectionism, procrastination, being a people pleaser. I achieved toxic men. I achieved depression and anxiety. Like, I went through years and years of studying just to feel this way. No, that's not your life. It's not meant to be your life. You are meant to thrive. You are meant to heal permanently. Just like you can heal a broken arm, you can heal from your childhood. You can heal the daddy, the mommy, and the sister wound. You can conquer perfectionism, procrastination, people pleasing. You can get rid of all of that. You can do it in 8 weeks as well. Just 40 minutes a week. Abundance rewiring. Deleting memories in your subconscious mind, releasing the shame, the guilt that comes up from those memories, and reconnecting to your dream woman, the woman you dreamed of when you were a little girl. That's how you heal permanently. So click the link in my description box to sign up for Sacred Feminine Pleasure.